those pictures, Randy?
Hmm?
Did you take those pictures?
No, it's from Google.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Good morning. This is the time and place for the zoning case hearing for February 1st, 2017. My name is Bradley Collin. I will be conducting the hearing as a hearing officer today. We have one case scheduled, and the relevant exhibits are posted on the panel located directly behind me. If you wish to speak, please fill out one of these green speaker cards located at the front and submit it to our planning assistant. I'd like to inform everyone that the official proceedings of the planning hearing officer's hearing are recorded as part of the public record. Notification of this hearing was accomplished by the use of public notices, which were mailed to property owners and tenants within 500 feet of the subject property, physically posted on the site in question, and placed in the local newspaper. The hearing will proceed as follows. I'll read the description of the application request. The case planner will then make a brief overview of the case, give analysis, and make a recommendation. The applicant or owner will be asked to come forward, stating both name and address, be asked to present their case within a 15-minute time limit. Next, the owners or others in support of or in opposition to the application or interested parties will then be asked to come forward again, speaking name and address clearly, and they'll be given a 3-minute time limit. And lastly, if needed, the applicant or owner will be able to come up and make any closing comments or, if necessary, any rebuttal to any of the testimony that's received previously. The hearing will be closed, and the case will either be taken under submission or a decision may be made. The project that we have before us today is a conditional use permit under the provisions of Title 30, Chapter 30.42 of the Glendale Municipal Code. A conditional use permit shall be granted if the 4 required findings are present. If the evidence presented in the application and at the hearing meets the required findings, then the hearing officer can either approve or impose conditions for approval on the case in question. If the findings of fact are not evident, then the request will be denied. The case we have before us today is a conditional use permit for a massage establishment located at 3702 Foothill Boulevard. May we have our presentation, Cecil?
Good morning. The applicant is requesting approval of a conditional use permit to allow the continued use of a massage establishment in a CH commercial hillside zone. Top Line Spa has been operating at its current location since January of 2013. The massage establishment is located in a small multi-tenant strips retail center on an approximately 8,200 square foot site at 3702 Foothill Boulevard. There is a 14-space surface parking lot in the rear of the site with access from Lauderdale Avenue. The building currently features a mix of personal service, retail, and professional office uses. The proposed use will be consistent with the various elements and objectives of the general plan. The land use element designates the subject site as commercial service. Personal service land uses such as massage establishments generally offer a complementary element to the surrounding uses. Continued operation of this massage establishment shall be required to comply with the city's noise ordinance and will therefore be consistent with the noise element. No other elements of the general plan will be impacted as a result of this approval. The applicant's request for continued operation of the massage establishment will be or is not anticipated to be detrimental to the public health or safety, the general welfare, or the environment. Foothill Boulevard is developed with a variety of commercial uses, including retail, office, personal service, and restaurants. Approval of the conditional use permit will not impede nearby uses, nor will it impede the development of surrounding properties, since basically Foothill Boulevard is already fully developed. No changes are proposed to the existing on-site building or the site plan. Adequate public and private facilities are provided on the site and for the use. There, as I mentioned before, there are a total of 14 parking spaces. This application does not include added floor area, nor an increase, so that there will not be any increase in parking demand. The existing utilities, landscaping, parking spaces, traffic circulation measures are adequate and are already in place. The use meets the intent of the zoning ordinance by providing a personal service in the commercial neighborhood and will be beneficial to the public. There aren't any parks, churches, or schools real close by. Dunsmore Elementary School and St. James Catholic Church are about a half a mile away. Clark High School is just under a mile away. Neither the Glendale Police Department nor Neighborhood Services Division cited major concerns related to the proposed project. Staff believes that all the findings for the conditional use permit can be made in a positive manner and recommends approval of the entitlement. That concludes what I have to say.
Thank you, Mr. Kiesel. Couple quick questions. Did staff receive any emails, phone calls, letters relating to the proposed conditional use permit?
There was one phone call from someone in the community that just wanted clarification. They weren't necessarily for or against the project, but wanted clarification about what was going on.
Okay. And then my second question, the input that we received from the different departments, their suggested conditions of approval are included in the draft?
They are.
Conditions? Okay, thank you. At this point, I'm going to open up the public hearing. I have 3 speaker cards. We'll start with Mr. McDonald. Remember, please come up and state your name and address for the record.
My name is Rod McDonald. The address is 230 Newport Center Drive, Newport Beach, California. And I represent the property owners. I'd like to state just in general that this business has been in operation since 2013. We have 3 other tenants currently in this building. All of the tenants have expressed positive opinions about the continued use of this project, which would include adequate parking as well as any use conflicts. So all the tenants are in favor of the project. We agree with the staff's findings, which have just been reiterated. It is an allowed use in the CH commercial hillside zone. We understand that it will have to comply with the city's noise ordinance, and we agree that no other elements of the general plan, including the open space and recreation housing elements, will be impacted. Your second item there with the use and associated structures, we agree again that it will not be detrimental to the public health, safety, or general welfare of the environment. There's no changes being anticipated. This tenant has made substantial improvements to the space itself, and the space is well maintained and in very good shape. We understand that the tenant will have to comply with your Chapter 5.64 of the Glendale Municipal Code, and we've given them a copy of that so that they have record of what they need to comply with. Again, no other changes have been anticipated for the building. We don't believe that the approval of the conditional use permit will impact the nearby properties. It's not anticipated, and it has not drawn any undue traffic or created conflicts with the adjacent uses. Lastly, again, all the utilities, landscaping, and traffic elements seem to have been met. Again, we haven't had any parking problems or traffic problems. We've read through the conditions for approval and agree with the conditions. And so we're hoping that you will look favorably upon this conditional use permit.
Thank you. Mr. Yang, did you want to add anything to that, or? Okay. The next speaker card I have is from Michael Jang. Did you want to comment on the?
I don't know. Just mayor coming is meeting, only meeting coming to the audience. Please speak. I don't know.
Okay. Based off of that, Mr. McDonald, did you want to say anything else, or?
No, I think we're fine. I would like to thank the staff for what seems to be a very inclusive report. Looks like they've done a really good job of looking at all the elements. Again, thank you very much.
Great, thank you. We have no other speaker cards. I'm going to go ahead and close the public hearing. Based on the findings recommended by staff, the facts and information presented today at the hearing, and the input received from the other departments, I am going to approve, based off the subject conditional use permit, case number PCUP 1621995, subject to the conditions listed within the staff report. After the hearing, the decision will be being prepared in writing and will be in the form of a letter sent to the applicant and to all persons who responded to the public notice, either by speaking at this hearing or by submitting written responses, and provided their name and mailing address. The date of the decision will be the date appearing on the letter. As it relates to appeals under the appeal provisions of Title 30, Chapter 30.62 of the Glendale Municipal Code, the decision may be appealed to the Planning Commission within 15 days of the date of the decision. Anyone wishing to appeal may obtain forms and brochures on the procedures from our Permit Service Center located on the same floor. The hearing is now officially closed. I'd like to thank everybody for coming. It is 9:45 on February 1st. Thank you very much.